Hey guys, thanks for checking out the podcast. Before we get started, I want to remind you about the very cool bucket list trip I am doing in 2026, the Smitty Learns Irish podcast, where I'm going to do my bucket list, hike Ireland for a year, learn about Irish history, town by town, through the mouths of the pub owners and regulars. Because what's a better way to learn about something you love than to experience it yourself? Patreon.com/we3Smiths, only $3 a month, and thanks for checking it out.
1, 2, 3, 1.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, go! 3, 2, 1, action!
What the hell, everything? Holy fuck, we in the SmitHole. Ha ha ha.
Hello. How are you?
Good. December Lee.
Good.
We did this already once just because it's been a while, but fucking cheers to you.
Cheers. How are you?
I'm good. Honestly, I just thought of this. I've missed our fucking...
Our Fridays?
Were they Fridays? I think they were Tuesdays. It was really any day that ends in Y. It was any day we're like, I think we need pictures of margaritas today.
And like a taco.
I know. Honestly, because we would go to Barrios.
Yeah.
In Traverse City and
Heck
get a couple
yeah.
pictures of fucking margaritas and
Yes.
some fantastic tacos.
Oh, and guacamole and
been a
queso.
couple months.
It has been. It's been a while.
Yeah.
We'll have to make a date.
We need to.
We do.
I don't, honestly, I'm so busy now. I was thinking about it today. Moving away.
Right.
Moving to a different town where I don't
Right.
really know anybody. I'm starting to kind of make a few friends.
Do you have
contacts or
like your place where you like your place to go for like a beer and stuff like that yet down here?
Yeah, I have a couple. It was when I was getting ready to move here and I was trying to make some contacts, maybe find some part-time bartending gigs or something like that.
Right.
I stopped at Clam Lake.
Oh, when I
It's really
could
good.
eat pizza, their dill pickle pizza is so good.
Their food is the best.
I love it.
Raven Social, I went to a couple times. It's okay. But I've been going to fucking, what is it? Ruby Tuesdays? No. What the fuck? Whatever it is in town. It's not Applebee's. It might be Ruby
Chili's?
Tuesdays.
Maybe.
Might be Ruby Tuesdays. But, I mean, for some reason.
You can get like a giant $2 beer.
Well, they had Oktoberfest. And that's kind of really all I want. I haven't drank much beer at all.
Really?
Since I moved here, I think I've had beer in the refrigerator once, along with peanut butter, which is a huge fucking thing for me. I've never gone a legitimate length of time without peanut butter in my fridge. It is easily, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are easily
Right.
like the food that I've had the most in my life.
Well, why? Why are you not?
Because I'm trying to get my diet in order. Like when I say it's a huge weakness food, I eat 2 at a time. Just giant fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Okay.
And then you got to have butter on them because I'm a fucking idiot. So anyway, along with beer.
Right.
I haven't had, I drink beer when I go out to eat.
Right.
Or going to a brewery or something
Right.
like that.
Right.
You know?
I
But
do.
yeah.
And I gotta say, since I have made the transition from making beer to whiskey, I work 4 10s. I work 4
Fucking beautiful.
10-hour shifts Monday through
and
Thursday.
I bet you just go home. You come
Yes!
to work and you do your job and you go home.
And I go home.
Isn't that the best?
It's amazing. And then
That's what it's like now.
right, and then I have optional days on Friday if I want to pick up overtime, and which I do. Like every other Friday, I'll pick up Friday. But that's only an 8-hour shift. So I mean, I love it. I love it. And now
yeah, what's that? Because honestly, I would say I think it's safe to say that you're a well-known brewer in northern Michigan, in Traverse City specifically. You know what I mean? Like you're well-known as making fucking fantastic beer. So what is that? I mean, it's not industries in a way because you're still making alcohol.
Right. It's considered like industry adjacent. It's really fascinating.
We should say real quick before you. I don't mean to interrupt you. Before let's just explain.
Right.
Who you're working. Traverse City fucking whiskey with the brand new barrel-proof cherry bourbon.
It's so good.
Fuck yeah!
It's so good.
So what exactly are you doing there? I'm changing track, but we'll get back to it.
Okay. So right now I am. They're putting me through the steps. So far I've done bottling. I've done finishing. I have done blending, where we take like the different barrels. We pick the different barrels once they're done and blend them together to make, whether it be our bourbon or our rye. We just did a huge, giant blitz on our single barrel wheat.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, it's spectacular. It's so good.
You brought a little 3-pack. What?
I did. This has
just a straight up bourbon.
Right. It has the cherry and then also the single barrel rye, which is like my second favorite.
It's really good.
Yeah.
My favorite from them, I'm trying to remember it correctly. The port barrel finish.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. It's got like this buttery quality first kind of sip to it that I fucking love.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We just have, I feel like there's like 6 port barrels sitting. So hopefully that'll get out soon.
It's awesome.
So it's really good.
Again, talking about transitioning and all the things you're doing, that also is like any sort of like alcohol place, brewery that we both worked at before. They kind of put you through the ringer to learn all of that other stuff, so you have a feel for it all.
Right, and then from what I understand, their plan for me moving forward when we move into the new spot.
There's going to be a new spot.
Oh, you didn't read about it?
Oh, no. Well, it's great because Traverse City whiskey, as fucking awesome as it is, it's super small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's even remotely busy, good luck finding a place.
Yeah,
you know?
Well, they're moving.
But it's an iconic spot, too.
I know. They're keeping that, and then they're also moving the production facility, and from what I understand, they're also at this production facility putting another, I don't know, it's not like a tap room, but it's, like a
tasting room.
That's what I'm looking for. They're putting in a tasting room there. So they are building a new facility right next to Bregman Brothers. It was the old Leelanau Cherry Growers building right next to Bregman Brothers, and they will be the rick house is done where all the barrels are stored. It's absolutely stunning.
Really?
I got a sneak peek at the concepts of, what it's going to be looking like moving forward. Excuse me, and it's absolutely beautiful. So they bought enough land that they will be actually growing the corn, the barley, the rye there on site to use in
all right. Yeah.
stuff.
Ironfish does something similar, It's such a great model.
Yeah, exactly. It's so stinking cool. It's so great.
I feel like you have to, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
With inflation.
Yeah.
You're going to save money.
Absolutely.
Growing your own grain and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and it's also environmentally friendly, because you don't have all of the carbon footprint of the travel of the grains to and from all the different processing points. You have it at your place. You pick it, you dry it, you crush it, you mash it in, and there you go.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. No, it's going to be absolutely, absolutely beautiful. So
they stand out to me. I mean, I would say in the last 10 years, 15 if you count beer, but 10 years, the micro distilleries have really just started to fucking blow up. And of all of them, like TC Whiskey seems to, the name probably has a lot to do with it because Traverse City, just everybody everybody wants to Traverse City.
Sure.
So the name helps them, but the product and like the way they deliver it, like just going to the pub and like having Shelly the bartender or whoever making the cocktails.
Yep.
It is just honestly, it's got to be the best distillery in Northern Michigan.
Yeah,
and I think
it's very, very crafty. We even make the simple syrup on site. We make the cherries.
Yeah.
We have Traverse City Whiskey. Their cherries are like one of the top sellers on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Our poor guys who work in the cherry room are constantly, they're just like knocking that stuff out to get it out to Amazon. We can't.
No.
Now.
Here's the question.
Yes.
I don't want you to get in trouble or anything.
I won't.
The cherries, are they Traverse City cherries?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot during Cherry Festival. None of the cherries at the actual Cherry Festival are from fucking Traverse City.
Yeah.
They're from like Washington.
Yeah. No.
Because it's not in season.
They are tart cherries that are processed right here in Traverse City. They're mixed to our specifications, and then we get them. We pasteurize them, can them, or put them in the jars and all of that. And yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, it's such. I love just the idea of like sampling the different, especially for someone like you who has genuine like interest in learning how to make those
Oh my
things.
God. And it has been so awesome.
Plus, now that you can't drink beer,
I know.
fucking
Cheers. Yeah. So it's been it's the same, but it's different. With beer, there's lots of worry for, things like infection. I feel like beer is more finicky than whiskey, because whiskey, or bourbon, you make your mash, you ferment it out.
I honestly thought it would be the opposite.
No, because once you ferment it out and you get your once you get your original, what did they call it? I can't remember the word for it. It's kind of like moonshine, but excuse me.
Like a mash?
Yeah. Well, once you distill your product from your mash, that's like your they call it your hot cider, like basically like moonshine.
Okay.
But
that's in its purest form.
Oh, that's like the gasoline type stuff. But then once if you have any off flavor from like fermentation to distillation, like in between that, as soon as you distill it, that off flavor is gone, because you're stripping it out. You strip almost all
guess,
flavor
that makes
out.
sense, because I mean, it's distilled. It's like it's sanitized essentially.
Yeah, and then what happens is you get a majority of your flavor from your barrel. So, I mean, you can use different grains, different yeasts, and you can distill down to a certain point and still maintain like the grain or the yeast character and flavor, but you get the real flavor from the barrel.
Yeah, because I'm learning about whiskey as I get older and I drink whiskey more, realizing that most of the flavor from whiskey and bourbon comes from the barrel. Like that was just something I never knew.
Right.
And I always just thought that it distilled tasting that way. Yeah.
So bourbon is different from whiskey in the fact that bourbon can only be produced in the United States.
Bourbon County, Kentucky, right?
No, anywhere in the United States.
Oh, I thought it had to be a certain region in like Kentucky.
No.
Are you sure?
Yep, I'm positive.
Man, I want to look that up now.
Okay.
I don't like disagreeing with you. I don't like being right.
No, that's okay.
You
That's
know?
good. And I could
It's
be
not
wrong.
important to me to be right, but sometimes I'm just like, well, which is it? Why have I
go
heard
ahead.
this one thing?
Go ahead.
Keep
You
talking.
look.
I'll find it.
So then you have your grain bill has to be a certain percent corn, and then, like I said, it has
In order to be bourbon.
in order to be bourbon,
Okay.
and then it's aged in charred white oak barrels.
Bourbon
Now,
has to be in charred white oak barrels.
yes,
Right. Okay.
So then, but now, like this cherry would be considered a whiskey because we put the cherry juice in it. So
Okay.
it'd be considered a whiskey at that point because it has an additive in it. At least from what I understand. I could be wrong.
Okay. First, information courtesy of Wikipedia. Bourbon is a type of barrel-aged American whiskey made primarily from corn. The name derives from the French Bourbon dynasty, although the precise source of inspiration is uncertain. Contenders include Bourbon County in Kentucky and Bourbon Street in New Orleans, both of which are named after the dynasty. So, okay, that makes fucking sense.
Yeah. So, but bourbon is an exclusively American-produced spirit, but, you can get whiskeys from wherever.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to be going down Irish whiskey rabbit hole.
Oh my
in the next few years,
yes, yes. How's that going?
Well, I mean, I'm not in Ireland yet.
Obviously, but I mean, it's going.
It's going well. Everything is going well.
Are you like brushing up on Gaelic yet, or?
No, I don't want to. I want to do that dry. I want to go into that. I want to go into that with no lube whatsoever. Start on day
You're
one.
gonna raw dog that.
Yep. That's even the thing where I don't even know how far I'm going to see the learn Gaelic thing through.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm going to have a lot to do. But I won't have a lot to do when I get there. All I'll have to do
is walk around
and do this fucking podcast.
and set up.
There's all kinds of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's going well. Like the popularity of the page is starting to get a little bigger.
Yay.
I actually have like Irish people that are like in Ireland that are like, I can't wait for your fucking podcast.
Oh, yay.
It's fun to hear.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's fun to hear. You just wish it would hurry. The uncertaintiness of like
Sure.
how everything is going to play out.
Right.
I wish that would see through the fog and see the future and see how it's going to end up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But it's just like, it. As anybody that does anything like this shit,
right? Absolutely.
It's a fucking tough sell. A lot of times,
is.
you got to stick with it. You got to be doing the shit, and you got to.
You have to embrace the suck.
Yeah.
You have to embrace the suck.
Yeah, and if there's one thing I'm good at, it's embracing the suck. I was telling you earlier.
Yes.
I said I hate this apartment. That's not necessarily true.
Okay.
Like, it's a nice place.
Sure.
It's decent.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But then things like what just happened before you got here, and hence why we are fucking late on this podcast. I'm not even going to blame it on you being late. I'm just going to be
not
like,
my fault.
I'm going to blame it on the guys that were here. And it's not even the guy. They're fixing the furnace. But like the apartment that I live in is a house, and there are 5 or 4 other apartments in this house. One of the places, fucking the heat wasn't working, so they're like, hey, they have to fix the furnace, but you have to go in through my living room. That's how you get into the fucking pump room and the heat and cooling room and that. And they were in there for an hour, and I'm just like, I got a fucking live podcast, and you came in, and I said, well, let's try to wait until they're gone. And then they left.
But what did they leave with?
Holding
Let's talk about that.
Fucking had to be a baby.
It was a
possum
baby
that was dead in my fucking house. This place is so old, and there's probably so many ways in for creatures.
You have to tell me the cat story too.
Oh, I don't know what that was because I have a cat. I don't know. I don't want to say too much, but I don't know what the pet policy is on the whole place.
Right.
They appeared to make an exception on my cat when I said, I would pay extra or whatever.
Right.
So it's not weird that there's a cat in here. What was weird is that while my cat was sitting right here in this spot that I am currently fucking sitting, and I was sitting over there on the other side of the living room, I hear this fucking cat. Meow. Yeah. And it sounded like coming from that fucking pump room area where that possum was at. And I'm just like, I bet you there's fucking critters getting in here. I hear scratching all the time.
Probably in your walls.
Oh my God. I hear when again, I don't want to say, there was a lot of stuff off with this place when I moved in. One was in, I don't know if you noticed, the dungeon room.
No.
If you go to the bathroom, right next to it's the door to the dungeon room. It looks like a dungeon.
Is it
It
padded?
feels like, no. But when I got in, nobody had like cleaned it out. And there was this pouch of what only I can assume could have been some sort of like mouse or rat poison. Because there was mouse and rat. I don't know if the difference between mouse and rat turds, the size are, but they all look fucking. There was just millions of fucking turds in this pouch of like grainy things that had just dissipated and like melted in the fucking on the floor. It was concrete floor in that thing. So this place is probably just fucking infested. It sounds like there's noises and things scratching all the time. But then when the power went out 2 weeks ago, the power went out pretty much everywhere in northern Michigan. I didn't hear any of those scratches. So it's a great classic case of like when people think their fucking house is haunted.
Right. Probably is.
It's usually the pipes.
No, it's probably haunted.
No, it's not.
It's haunted. It's haunted with all the cats have passed.
No, it's not. I'm not scared of ghosts or anything. But I did see.
What?
I bet this is probably a month ago or so. And I had just laid down. And this place, you see that it's dark.
Yeah.
Like there's no windows really.
No.
There's a couple small windows when the front door is shut. So when you turn the lights out, go to bed.
It's dark.
It's dark in here. And I went and laid down. And I sleep with the door open.
Right.
And I was high, so this very well could have had something to do with it.
No.
But I go to lay down, and I have this weird tendency when it's dark. It's a stupid thing I do. I shut my eyes. I'm like, why am I fucking shutting my eyes when it's dark? You know what I mean? Just so I can like mime out the fucking my hands, and I go to bed, and I go to lay down, and my fucking and then I do it like they're really shut, and I like press them shut like a fucking idiot. I don't know why.
Oh my god!
And I just happened to open my eyes.
And you saw something.
Yeah. But it was probably just like a blur that you get when you shut your eyes really tightly like a fucking idiot.
But what if it wasn't?
But it was this red, like, it was like on the other side of my bedroom door right there is the closet.
Yeah.
Okay? It's an open closet. Now, this red blur was not above the bedroom door where I could see the outside into the kitchen. It was on the other side, hanging like above the door of the closet. And it was very like, it wasn't blurry. Like it was, I was 100%, it was like a red glow. And I didn't even think anything of it, and I shut my eyes again. And then I popped my eyes open again. I was like, what the fuck is that? And
You know what it was.
It was gone. Oh, it wasn't. There was nothing. It was me fucking being high and going like this. Closing my eyes like a fucking, like I didn't want to see ghosts. Was how it looked.
So the place is working out great.
It's all right. It's all right.
I'm so
I mean,
glad to
honestly,
hear it.
I love it. I said I hate it. That's not true.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just living.
It's your own place.
It's my own place.
Yeah.
You know?
You were
and having
living-
a roommate for years.
I was
going to
say you had a roommate for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I like it here. I do. I really love my studio, the studio part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was pretty fucking happy with this little ass studio I built.
Yeah, I like it.
You know? It's got a cool vibe to it.
It does. It does. It's roomier than your other one. We got a little
You
bit
think
of...
it's room? Oh, the studio's roomier, not the place.
No, the studio's roomier. We got some elbow room.
No, I know. And honestly,
You can talk with your hands.
I know.
Talk with your hands.
That's me.
I know it is.
I remember one time you got so fucking mad at me.
I
don't know if you got mad at me or not. You act like you got mad at me.
Probably did.
We were talking, and you know me.
I do know you.
I talk all fucking animated and shit. And I just happened to emphasize a point. And I pointed like this, because that's just what I do. And you're like, don't fucking point your finger at me.
Probably. I don't remember, but probably.
We were probably drinking.
Maybe. Possibly.
We were very possibly drinking. I'm like, wait a second, December. I wasn't being aggressive, okay? I just do that to emphasize a point. God.
Yeah, we were probably drinking.
I'm sure it sounded fucking bitchy like that, too.
Probably.
I'm sure it sounded bitchy like that. That fucking, that wasn't a blizzard the other day, was it?
It was close.
I don't know what the prerequisite. Maybe we should have meteorologist Michael Stevens on.
Michael Stevens.
And be like, what qualifies a fucking blizzard? Because it seemed like it was.
Yeah. I don't know, but it was crazy. I didn't leave my house for 2 days. Thank God it was over the weekend.
I didn't go to work Saturday. I didn't go to work Saturday because it was just too much.
It was insane. It took my husband, God bless his soul, it took him like 2.5 hours.
I saw a picture of him outside fucking snowblowing. I was like, poor guy.
I know. God bless him. He's like 10 years older than me. He's so over it. And I was like, hey, thanks for not moving.
He's like 10 years older than me.
He is. Not like he is. He is 10 years older than me, and he is so sick of winter. And God bless him for not moving away.
I get it, though. I get being sick of winter.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
I don't mind it. I still like it. I like to ice fish and snowshoe. I want to try cross-country skiing this year.
I did try that. And well, not cross-country skiing, excuse me, snowshoeing.
Yeah.
I did a couple years ago, and I kind of want to get back into it. It's just, I hate not having a fucking garage to park in.
Yeah.
That fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
That I can't.
Yeah.
That I have to wipe just mountains of snow off my car.
Yeah.
And then I hate just,
Driving.
I don't even mind. No, I don't mind the commute.
How long does it take you to get to work?
40 minutes on a good day, taking the shortcut route. Supply Road, Williamsburg Road.
Oh, yeah.
But like days like the other day, skirt it, go through Kalkaska 131 or 72 131. And it's an hour. If the roads are good, it's usually an hour 10 if they're shit.
I took 113 to 131.
Well, that's not bad.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, now the roads are fine. They were pretty good yesterday.
Okay.
When I was going to and fro from work, and but yeah.
Yeah, Friday night,
gnarly.
it was bad. It was so bad. Friday, I was like, okay. I came home from work. I was like, all right, I'll plan on, not doing anything Friday night. And then Saturday, I was like, holy crap. Like, it was insane.
I told myself, and I mean it, like, this commute isn't going to bother me. You know what I mean?
You?
Because I don't mind doing 40 miles an hour, just tooling along. You know what I mean?
Right.
Being safe, getting there whenever the fuck you
Right.
get there, leave early. But man, the reality when it's fucking bad like it was, and you're like, I'm not going into work. I'm not driving fucking hour in this shit today.
Yeah. No, I get it. I have to drive from my house all the way out to up 72. And it takes me, on a good day, about 20, 25 minutes. And on a bad
that's not
day,
terrible commute.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not at all. There are some people that work there that come from, like, here, Reed City.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oish.
If it wasn't, it's weird because it's like Williamsburg. I don't know. If I were to go Traverse City and I were to take 113... to get into Travers isn't as effy to get to as like Williamsburg, where you gotta do like
because I
gnarly
live
72 and that, you know.
I live on that side of town, and I know like that whole Supply Road and Williamsburg. Like there's no easy way to get in and out of that side of the city. That
was one great thing. There were not many good things about living in town, like. The ease of getting places was the best.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody this at work the other day. Where my commute before going to Fresh Coast, going to the old radio station that was on like Garfield and whatever fucking side street it was.
Right.
I could get there doing 25 going through residentials. It was perfect for my shitty Fusion and the shitty tires on it that I refused to get changed out. I'm like, I'm only going 25 down these fucking roads. But that was... the best.
Yeah.
But
how's that new car? You like it?
That thing's a little rocket ship.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm not used to all the high-tech gadgets on it, though. Do
you have heated seats?
Yeah.
Do you have a heated steering wheel?
I don't think so.
I have heated seats. I will never not have heated seats again.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe like how awesome it makes me feel when I'm driving. I'm like, I am completely comfortable. I am listening to podcasts on the way to work.
I know.
I'm listening to audiobooks on the way home from work. So I'm soaking up all this information on these commutes.
That's awesome. That's cool. I got to tell you about my mom's first experience with heated seats.
Wait,
What?
before we do that,
All right.
I don't know if you're going to partake or not.
What?
It's time for the 420 break.
Oh.
Should I be getting paid for this, boys? Water bomb so smooth, you don't realize how high you're getting. Till it's too late. I am fucked up out here.
And your 420 break for Monday, November 21st, 2021. First up, oh my God, you guys, run for the hills screaming. It's the worst thing ever. We could have a beer shortage. Man. Flat beer from what fucking website is this? DW.com. It's the science, a science article. Flat beer could be another byproduct of the energy crisis. CO2 shortages caused by high energy prices are slamming the food and beverage industry, and breweries are taking some of the biggest hits. As somebody, I don't work in a brewery anymore, but I have for, 4 years, 5 years, something like that. And I love craft beer, although I've been fucking brilliant at really curbing my beer intake lately. I still love it. Now, in the story, it does say atmospheric CO2 levels keep increasing, but apparently just the rise in the price of CO2, so there's not enough of it to go around, obviously. Real great observation, Smitty. Anyway, all I can think of is like that line from Back to the Future. So if we could somehow harness this fucking CO2 in the atmosphere, that needs to be Elon Musk, fuck Twitter, which you're destroying. Way to go. Elon Musk, get on that. How can we harness CO2, If the price of beer goes down, everybody's fucking happy. That's not true, obviously. Hey, next up. Far be it from me, and I would never, ever, ever really mock somebody dying, because this is somebody's son, perhaps somebody's brother, who knows. But definitely the most fucking metal way to die ever. And they mentioned that he is a heavy metal drummer from the band Hellfire. This fucking dude got super hammered, apparently, in Manahawkin, New Jersey. Found dead on Saturday at Total Recycling Facility in Birdsboro, Pennsylvania. Plays in the local band Hellfire. Missing after leaving a college party. Visiting family in town. I guess Saturday morning he was spotted on surveillance footage climbing into a dumpster behind the Dollar Tree. I mean, I don't know if they did an autopsy. I don't know what an autopsy is going to be like in this fucking story. Hours later, a garbage truck arrived at the location and emptied the dumpsters into the back of the vehicle, where it was then compressed. Oh my God. Like, that's one of those instances where you just got to be so fucking happy you're passed out drunk. You know what I mean? Honestly. What's that fucking movie? 99 Million Ways to Die in the West. You just found one more in Manahawkin, New Jersey. Holy fucking shit, man. What a more metal way to die, though. Poor guy. Don't do drugs, kids. But that could have been alcohol. That's a drug still. You know what's funny? Is I got Sirius XM calling me. I have it for free. For a free service, Sirius XM for my car that I got. And it's fucking... They keep calling, trying to get me to re-up it. I'm not paying for your fucking stupid-ass radio that sounds the exact same as regular fucking radio. Anyway, sorry. Hey, did you see this fucking guy's thumb on the internet? Went pretty viral, and I thought it was just a meme with a photoshopped fucking thumb. But no, this motherfucker, man with giant thumb, goes viral, and apparently, what's the quote in here? He'll never lose a thumb war, which is hilarious. His thumb measures a staggering 5 inches, What the fuck, man? Oh my God. I honestly saw that meme and I was just like, oh, somebody photoshopped a thumb. That's fucking fun and interesting. Why would you do that? Oh, I don't know. World's best hitchhiker. No shit. Man, it's a good goddamn thing you were born when, like, the internet was invented and you could make memes out of yourself, because if it was like 1702, then they would fucking call you the devil and they would burn you at the stake. That's probably not true, but you would be mocked. You would fucking be a court jester or something, you know, with your big ass thumb. Anyway, I was just shocked to find out that was real. Look at that fucking thing, man. Hey, next. If I don't buy one of these, I'm failing at life. Mike Tyson teamed up with Evander Holyfield for Holy Ears, an edible cannabis product. Because of course they fucking did. Now, I guess Tyson has a weed company, obviously. Not obviously. Maybe you didn't know that. But he had made edibles shaped out of bitten ears before. Then he's like, you know what? Why don't we get Evander involved in this? And I could do a Mike Tyson impression, but it would probably be terrible. Never really practiced. But Holyfield had to be convinced of the new venture. He says, I got no problem helping people, and I don't know what Evander Holyfield sounds like. Hopefully that's not a terrible impression. He says, I didn't know if it was something that I had to act like I was smoking reefer. Anybody fucking says that is just hilarious to me. Anyway, he was all about helping people. I think some of it goes to charity. Anyway, I have to buy one of those, you know, just to say I fucking did. Like, I just bought, what was it? Where'd I buy that from? Where'd I buy that weed from? Oh, the Botanicals in Kalkaska, Michigan. The mecca of legal weed in Michigan, believe it or not. Hey, they had Cheech Marin weed, so I bought some of that. I'm almost out, though. It's pretty fucking good. Anyway, lastly, on the 420 break. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to figure this story out. What is Waitrose? I didn't really read through it. But I was just like, we got to apologize for fucking everything now, man. You know? I was going through back tweets and Facebook posts and shit that pop up on Facebook memories and whatever. And I was like, if there's ever, if I ever make it to some sort of like level of famous where somebody wants to go back and look at your shit. Probably is the best way to put that. I'm like, is there anything that would fuck me over? I don't think so. You know, I think I kept it pretty clean for the most part. But Waitrose, what the fuck is that? I'll just read the fucking story. How about that? Waitrose has apologized for upset caused, quote, after its Christmas advert sparked a major backlash on social media and criticism from charity groups. The festive ad has also been called out by skin cancer patients and a charity after depicting farmers comparing their suntans. The advert, which has been viewed 32,000 times on YouTube in 3 days, has been criticized by some who say it glorifies suntans and fails to highlight the dangers of sunlight. Oh, shut the fuck up. My God, man. Oh, fun. Oh, farmers comparing their farmer's tan. Jesus fucking Christ. Honestly, you have to apologize for everything. It's the dumbest shit in the world, man. Like, obviously, there's so much... What's the term? Woke? You know? Like, there's a need for that. There's a reason why it was invented, you know, to become woke about issues that you weren't necessarily aware of before. That's the fucking point, right? You know? We're supposed to change. We're supposed to get better and progress. That's the whole fucking point, you know? But some things aren't a fucking big deal. Jesus fucking Christ. It's like that one story that I on the radio. I had a 420 break on the radio, and it was about this story in like Denmark or Norway or something. It's this small village, and they had a bunch of candles, like Christmas candles, big 4 or 5 foot Christmas candles lit up around town as part of the decorations. And they just so happened to look fairly phallic. And there was, on the old radio show, there was a clip for a while, a drop of me yelling, "It's a dick," because everybody just sees it and they're like, "Why are those shaped like dicks?" Ugh. And because people are so fucking preoccupied with fucking dicks, that you had to apologize for these fucking candles that kind of look like dicks. But god damn it, man, these fucking people. Like, I empathize with you having fucking cancer, you know? I was born with a lot of moles, man. So, but god damn it. Just fucking stop. Can't have any goddamn fun anymore. Hey, that's your 420 break. Sure we can. I am, you are, we. That's your 420 break. Eat some Doritos, chill out, and get your ass back to work.
Hey, old man. I got the fucking munchies real bad. How about you?
Hey. Smoke weed every day.
All right, for the record, you did not partake, but neither did I on that one. I did before. We are now drinking
Yay.
the rye.
Yes.
The rye from TC Whiskey?
Yes, the single barrel rye.
Which, real quick, we found out that, when I say we found out, you just told me that you are the oldest person working at TC Whiskey.
I am.
How does that feel?
Oh, it's a goddamn delight. I fucking love it.
I bet it is.
I love it. All of the kids I work with, and I say kids because I mean it, are like my son's age, who is like 26 and younger. There's a couple that are in like their early 30s, but fuck, man, it's so refreshing. Every night I come home from work.
I bet you have stories.
Oh my gosh. Every night I come home from work and Dakota, my son, will sit down with me. We'll eat dinner and he'll be like, "So, Mom, what'd the kids teach you today?" Not only am I learning about whiskey, but I'm just learning new things in general.
Like what? Let's learn something now because I, as well, am old. I like learning things.
Well, I'm back on Snapchat. They
were why?
Because they made me.
I got off that, probably 2 years ago now.
I don't know. They made me get back on it. So this weekend, there were two of them who stayed home and stuff like that for the weekend. And so we're sending snaps back and forth. They're like, "What are you doing?" The one girl was like, "I'm going to TC Yacht Club for a party and hopefully somebody will just give me a boat." The other one's like, "I'm putting together a puzzle." And I was like, "Oh, look here, I'm doing embroidery and watching Ancient Apocalypse. I have peaked."
That's more exciting than making a fucking puzzle. You know?
Although that was next on my list.
I am not the oldest person that at the restaurant.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do. I love it. I think it's so great. I mean, those kids are they're fantastic. They're so good. They'll be like,
is
"Did
it
you know?"
The youthful enthusiasm or is it the youthful point of views?
It's all of it. It's all of it. Like, they're just happy to be there and they're happy to be there, but they're also learning. There's stressors involved. So I feel like anytime something happens that stresses somebody out, they're like, "Oh," they'll stand next to me and it'll be like, "Oh," I'll be like, "What's wrong?" And then it'll just, like, I am saged wisdom.
Have you ever thought that about yourself before?
No, not at all. Usually I'm like, "What the fuck am I doing?"
What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Why am I doing this?
I think I've seen it happen before.
Yes.
But I've had similar moments, so it's not like I'm not knocking it.
Right. But no, they're just like, "I don't well, if I do, but," and I'm like, "Oh, honey, no. We teach people how to treat us. We don't put up with that."
That's great. I am, even though I'm not the oldest person at work,
Right.
I feel like I have a similar experience because I am way less ragey than I used to be now. The tools, the mental tools that I've helped myself develop over the last few years especially, but it's a lifelong journey.
Right.
of trying not to be fucking angry all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Trying how you react to things dictates how you feel, sort of thing.
Right. Or
so, I mean,
how
I've
just
really
not-
been practicing that really well,
Right.
rather than losing my fucking mind whenever I get mad.
Right. Or just not reacting and trying to like focus and like really think about what's happening. Like, is this about me or is this about somebody else?
Yeah, I've really been trying to, because you were talking about, working. I'm trying to bring a similar like mindset
Sure.
into work and
Right.
how I react to people and how I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's not necessarily a big deal. We can roll with it, kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's very
Feels nice being older.
It's really cool. My question today to everybody when they walked in, hi. We have one kid. I was like, did you play the games and level up all weekend long? He's like, I did. I was like, I'm proud of you.
Did you play the games?
There's something happening. It's a big game. I don't know.
Yeah.
But all of the kids are playing it. So I got to ask, did you play the game? I don't know the name of it. Did you play it? Did you do good? Proud of you. Way to go.
Hey, speaking of old people, you were talking about your mom.
Yeah.
Her first heated seat experience. I said we had to get back to that before the 420 break.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get a rental car. I had to pick my mom up for an appointment. She gets in, and as soon as she sits down, the heated seat turned on. And we're driving down the road, and all of a sudden she goes, oh no. Oh no,
what's happening?
No. And I go, Mom, what's wrong? She goes, I think I peed. I go, what do you mean you think you peed? Like, either you peed or you didn't. She goes, well.
Is it wet,
Right.
Mom?
She's like, well, it just got really warm all of a sudden. I go, it's heated seats, Ma. She's like, okay. But like the sheer panic on her face, she's like, oh no. Oh no.
That's fantastic. Your mom looked like me when I farted in front of my ex-girlfriend on accident once. Oh no. Parents are the best.
And especially as they age. My mom is 78. She takes care of her older sister who's 80. They just recently got their own condo. And
Oh yeah. I knew that, yeah.
I called my mom during this whole winter snow thing, and I said, hey, on Friday I'm coming home from work. Easy.
It went down the wrong tube. I was marveling at how much I fucking enjoyed the taste of it. It went down the wrong tube. Whiskey down the wrong tube.
It's fine. Take a drink of water. Anyway,
continue your story, please.
So I text her and I said, hey, I'll pick up your stuff. I'm on the way over. I didn't hear from her. I pull up. Now, mind you, she lives in a beautiful, brand new condo community. They take care of everything there.
Oh, wow.
She's out shoveling her fucking driveway because she couldn't wait.
Oh, my God.
And the poor neighbor kid's helping her, too. I pull in. I look at her. I go, are you serious right now? I said, when you lived downstate, all you did was bitch every time you had to shovel the driveway. And here you are because I had to get outside. I had to get exercise.
You couldn't go for a walk, Mama.
I just had to get out. And thank God the neighbor guy next door is like on the fire department or
But
whatever.
they cover...
They do.
In like the condos association, they cover shoveling and snow removal, right?
That was like one of her things that was on her list. She wanted that. She wanted a garage, which she got. She got all of the things she wanted, but she couldn't wait.
Yeah.
And then yesterday we dropped her off groceries. And
I honestly could listen to you tell stories about your mom all day long.
She's fantastic. Ram and I dropped off some more groceries yesterday, and she pulls open the garage door, and she does not go in until she can't, like, she stays outside and waves the whole time until we actually leave. So she's standing outside, and mind you, she's in, like, sandals with no socks on and in her pajamas and just, like, a sweatshirt. And Ram, we get, like, halfway up her street, and he stops, and he goes, She's walking to the fucking mailbox, which is literally at the end of her driveway, but there's snow all around it because they actually plowed and did their job and got all the snow out of there.
Yeah.
And there's snow all around it. He goes, we're just going to sit right here.
You take video?
Right. Because if she slips and falls, A, we're going to laugh. B, it's just great to watch her freeze her fucking toes off because she's not even wearing boots. She's wearing goddamn sandals to walk out to the mailbox in snow.
I remember when I was a kid. I was a teenager, and I would make it a fucking for like 10 years in a row. I made it a tradition on the first snowfall of the year to go out and check the mail in shorts and a t-shirt.
Of course you did.
You know? And that didn't last that long.
I was going to say.
But I bet you, maybe that's the secret to like feeling youthful, you know? Like if I'm having I had a long night at work. I had to wake up early and do podcast shit. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to make some coffee. I'm usually a cup deep before I'm ready to go.
Right.
Bet if I go out in my underwear, fucking freezing ass cold, you come back in and appreciate life more.
Well, there's studies showing, and a lot of people are doing it, where they get like those polar plunges, or they get it's a reverse.
I've done polar plunge. Fuck that, never again. First of all, but I have friends that do. My friend Carissa, she owns a gym.
Right.
It's a gym for women, I want to say, essentially designed at women. But she does this club where everybody goes and just sits down for a minute or so, like however long you can handle it in the fucking bay that's frozen.
Yeah, but they say it's like there's tons and tons of health benefits to that. It's a hard pass.
I have so much hatred for fucking cold
you
like
have
that.
Hatred?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Well, I remember we used to jump in when I worked at the casino 20 years ago, Turtle Creek. We used to jump in the bay on the first of every month. And that went into like the winter years, you know?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
After work at like 3 a.m, we would all just go to like West Bay.
We would do that at PGO's, but not when it was cold out. Like, it's summer, we're hot, let's go
That's
swimming.
where I got hit on by a gay guy at West Bay when I was waiting for my fucking friends to show up here. I had no idea, just out of the Army, that was like a hot spot for like gay dudes meeting each other. You know? And I was sitting there waiting for my fucking friends, and this guy pulled up, and he's like, just pulled up next to me. It was the summer, too.
Oh, my God.
He's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, good, man. I'm just waiting on friends. And he just wouldn't leave. He just kept trying to make small talk until he finally just came out with this, so can I suck your dick? And I'm like,
no, thanks.
thank you, but no. I'm waiting on friends. I think he thought I was making up the waiting on friends thing. And then when they pulled in, I was like, thank fuck. That guy took off.
Oh my God. That's the best story ever.
A real true story, too. Anyway.
Oh, shit.
What are we talking about? I went off the rails there.
I don't know. We were talking about my mom and stories about my mom. So anyway, my mom's a big whiskey drinker, so she's super pumped about my new job.
As well as she should be.
She's super pumped about it.
I think it was Friday.
And all the kids want to meet my mom. Because I've told
Of course
them,
they do.
I've told them stories about my mom.
We should have your mom on the podcast. She on like a Friday. She should come with you on like a Monday or Wednesday or something. Podcast.
She would do it. She would totally do it.
I bet she would be fun. Smitty, December, and Toots.
She'd do it.
Yeah.
She'd totally fucking do it. You wouldn't get a word in edgewise.
Good. I don't have a podcast because I want to talk. I have a podcast because I want to have other people talk.
Well, she'll talk.
Good.
Oh, God. Will she talk?
Good. Friday, I went to the gas station.
Okay.
We were talking about my new car.
Yeah,
so this is
yeah.
Good, with how high tech it is. I've never had a key fob before.
Oh, so you
know
don't
what I
even
mean?
need to put a key in it. You just leave it in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I went, fucking snowed like a asshole Friday into Friday night or Friday morning.
Right.
I got to wipe my car off. And I go in to start the car. The automatic start doesn't actually work on it, but everything else does.
Okay.
So I go in, I sit down, I start my car with a button, which I'm like, I can't believe there's a fucking button to start your car. And I go out and I keep my key in my coat. because I have this paranoia about it locking on me
Sure.
when I'm out of it.
Totally acceptable.
So when you do that, it goes, hey, your fucking key's not in the car. Bleep, 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 bleep. And that's fine once you get in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I whip my car off and I get in to go to the gas station. And it goes, your key is not connected. Your key. And it just kept saying that. It would stop. It would give you a warning every couple seconds, 30 seconds or whatever. And I pull into the fucking gas station. I go in. I come out. And I had my key with me. And I locked the door.
Right.
And I left my phone in the fucking car.
Okay.
When I came back out of the gas station, the fucking thing wouldn't open. It was totally disconnected from the fucking car.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, what the fuck, man? I never got the code.
Oh,
Because on that car, there's a code. Do,
Sure.
do, 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 do. I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? I'm like, I have to walk home and get the fucking extra key fob, even though in my head, I know that this is probably how it's going to go. This fucking key disconnected somehow.
Right.
I have to reset it.
Yeah.
I have to get the code. I have to call the fucking dealer where I got it from, Bill Marsh Gaylord.
Right. But
Because I never got the code.
You can't because
My
your
phone
phone's
was in the fucking car. I'm like, I could go in the gas station and use somebody's phone, but I don't want to do that because I feel like an asshole. So I'll walk fucking home. That's like 0.75 miles.
That's exercise. It'll do you good.
Cold as fuck. It had just snowed a fuck ton. I didn't have my gloves. I had a hat on, thankfully, and fucking pants. Thankfully, I didn't wear fucking sweatpants.
Thank God you had pants.
I walked fucking home. I got the extra key fob. I walked back, and I'm like, it didn't fucking work. I still had to get get on the phone. I had to walk in. The girl at the gas station was super sweet, super nice. And I'm like, look, I like my fucking car. It won't open. I have to call the dealer that sold it to me. So honestly, I don't even know what the fuck, how to use like a landline phone anymore, apparently. But it was one of those electric or a digital landline phones, cordless, right?
Okay.
So you press it, and then hopefully the fucking dial tone goes, and then you put the numbers in. And
Did
then it
you
goes,
know the number?
I had that girl look up the number
Okay.
for me on her phone. But the landline phone wouldn't connect for some reason. I couldn't get a dial tone.
Oh,
I couldn't get it to ring in.
no.
I'm like, fuck. And I finally was just like, can I use your cell phone?
I'm
Please,
sorry.
just to see if I can get something. And sure enough, boom, boom, boom. I get there pretty closely after that. I was like, okay, what's the code? And I got in my car. But it was just like,
I'm sorry I missed that.
I seriously, I bet you for 15 minutes I was in this gas station trying to fucking like get a hold of, like, I don't know, I couldn't figure out how to make this fucking cordless phone work.
Oh my God.
Like, you know how you fucking hit talk on a cordless phone?
Yeah.
You should have a dial tone,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, in theory.
Okay, then you put the number in. Or the other way that you can do it is to put the number in
And then
hit 10. I tried all the different ways. I tried with the 1 in front of the area code. I tried without the 1 in front of the fucking area code. And I'm just like, Jesus, how fucking tough can this be? All I need to do is make a phone call. It's so difficult. You know,
Oh
I
my
I walked to my house and got that extra key fob. I knew I had to just walk in there and just say, hey, sorry, and just eat shit and fucking please use your phone.
I'm sorry I missed it. I would have been your cackling moral support, laughing at you the whole way.
Honestly. All I can imagine now is just like some people want Morgan Freeman to narrate their life.
No.
And in my head now, all I do is hear December just fucking behind me as I'm walking to the gas station going, ha, motherfucker. That's all I hear now. It's just you mocking me with your December laughter.
Because I love you. If I don't mock, I don't care. And if I don't care, I don't care.
I've never met anybody that could get kicked out and has been kicked out of a movie theater for laughing before.
Absolutely.
How could you get kicked out of a movie theater?
It's super easy. Just sit next to me.
What movie did you get kicked out of?
Tropic Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get kicked out. I got warned several times. And then finally my husband stood up and he turns around and he goes, "It's a comedy, people. Leave her alone." And then sits back down.
There are people bitching. Is that what I can imagine? Just make that lady shut the fuck up.
Oh, it was even worse when I worked at Right Brain. No, listen. When I worked at Right Brain for the Traverse City Film Festival, one year we sponsored a movie, so we all got tickets.
Yeah.
And it was an Irish comedy. They're like, oh, December's getting a ticket. December's getting a ticket. So they made, and I said, I'll get a ticket, but Ram gets a ticket too because he's my bouncer.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that shit. It's a comedy, people.
He was so pissed. But anyway, so we're sitting there and all this funny shit's happening. Like people are like, huh, huh. And I'm just like, laughing. And these two ladies, like old ladies, just kept turning around and looked at me. And we went with, like, at that time, it was all my Right Brain dudes. So it was like all the dudes from the back. And they were my people. And so all of them and Ram, they're all like, what? You got a problem? Turn around, watch the movie. She's having a good time. And I'm like, yeah.
Honestly, I try to put myself in the position of somebody that is off-put by your laughter specifically, but generally people that laugh loud in funny situations, especially when it's supposed to be fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, they're the same people that when they go into a restaurant, and you can tell, you've worked in many restaurants before.
Yeah.
I've worked in many restaurants before. They're the same people that you can tell immediately when they walk in that they're going to have a bad time.
Yeah.
They're looking, they already are dissatisfied with the meal. They're already dissatisfied with everything. And any jokes you fucking tell them, if you try to like
loosen them up to have a good time. We're here for a good time, man.
Like, fuck off with your cheer and your good humor. Fucking people. Why do you even go to a comedy?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but here's the other thing is for an early birthday.
Honestly, I wish we could do movie reactions with December.
I'll do it.
I got to figure out that angle first.
Okay, I'll do it. You figure it out. You let me know. But for my early birthday present, my husband bought me tickets to go see Bert Kreischer, who
why would you do that?
who's my favorite comedian.
You're not in the front row, are you?
No, thank God. He threatened, and I was like, come on. He did that to me. We went to go see in the early 90s or 2000s, we went to go see Larry the Cable Guy. And he got us front row tickets.
Oh, my God.
What was even worse is he did the same thing for Ron White. We're sitting there.
Who was more brutal to you, Ron White or Larry the Cable Guy?
Both of them. The whole time. We got to meet Larry the Cable Guy, and he was so sweet. He's like, you have the best laugh, and thank you so much for... And that's
what I'm saying. Because when people... And we'll get back to your thing, but that's what I'm saying with people that are, like, off-put with the laugh. Like, there's certain people... And I think I could be considered one of those people, too, that just have, like, infectious laughter. Where people hear that laughter and they want to fucking join in. They're interested in what's...
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people that are off-put by it, fuck off. Anyway, sorry, Larry the Cable Guy.
It's okay. So he was just like, thank you for being a good sport and blah, blah, blah. And I'm all like, no problem. I didn't know I was being a good sport. I was just laughing and I almost peed my pants twice. And I was too scared to get up because every time, like, he would tell a joke and it would kind of bomb, I would be like, bah! He'd be like, thank you. Same thing happened when we went to go. A friend of mine took me to go see Darren McCarty speak up at Jolly Pumpkin. Oh, yeah.
Is he even funny?
Well, no, he
tells jokes. He does stand-up.
He does, but what he did wasn't stand-up, but the guy before him was a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
And he was a black guy from the suburbs, and the jokes he was telling were freaking hilarious, and I was laughing so hard, I cleared out the whole row, except for me and my friend. And she's just looking at me, and I'm like, I'm sorry. He's funny. I don't care. I know this. I know this stereotype. I know what he's saying is relatable to me, not the rest of all of these white people in the room, but it's relatable to me. He's like, don't worry, folks, I can swim. Another thing he said, he's like, don't worry, folks, I was only the gang leader in the cul-de-sac and all this other stuff. He was so funny, and I was laughing because it was hilarious, and we cleared out a whole row.
That's real talent.
And then some lady asked me if I was a fucking plant. She goes, were you a plant? I go, what are you talking about?
Oh.
Did somebody pay you to sit there? Because he wasn't that funny. I go, well, joke's on you. He was really funny.
Honestly, brain baby. I just fucking realized anytime I have like if I ever have some sort of like live podcast anywhere, I'm going to hire December.
Yeah.
To just come sit in the audience and fucking laugh.
I'll do it.
You can, because you could get that job now.
It doesn't take much.
You could get that job now.
I mean, I'm down. Give
Be
me
a
a call.
fucking stand-up plant.
Yeah. You can hit up my DMs, Instagram, Tattoo Chick 1274. Hit me up.
Venmo, bitch.
Right. It'll cost ya. This laugh ain't free.
No, because you're similar to me as well, that you will laugh in like the most inappropriate fucking situations ever, like funerals.
Absolutely.
And things. I get that gift from my grandfather.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandma was like that.
Just have a way to make it awkward. Might as well fucking laugh it off.
And my mom's like that. Like my mom and my aunt, it's all on my mom's side. We're all like that. All of us. So, hey, what you doing for Thanksgiving? You want to come over?
No, I'm going to my brother's and 16 other fucking people are going. Josh is like, he's like, hey, your niece wants you to make pumpkin cake rolls that you used to make. And I used to make those pretty well. They were really good.
Are you making them?
No, but I'm getting to that.
No.
She had never had them before, and she had heard about them, so she wanted me to make them. But honestly, and I told Josh, I'm like, my kitchen is so fucking small, I can't make those in there.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, it takes too much space, and I have no counter space in that fucking kitchen to do anything remotely like.
Sure.
I think making cookies and things is almost too much.
Right.
You know, that's one reason I hate it, because I like to cook and I like to have kitchen space and I like to have things.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't hate it. Anyway.
I don't hate it.
But I'm not going with the pumpkin cake rolls. I'm doing a fruit salad. Perfect. And then I'm like, how many people are coming to this thing? 16!
I didn't know there were that many people in your family.
Man, there's so many people, and I'm not bitching. You know, I'm just saying, there's 16 fucking people. So, I'm going there.
If you want to stop by, Toots is afterwards. We'll be drinking whiskey.
Does Toots live? Don't tell me on the podcast.
I won't.
People,
I'll tell
honestly,
you later.
Let's have all. Nobody's watching this podcast anyway. I do say all the time when we do live podcast, you know, if we ever get to the point where I have people actually viewing the live stream,
sure,
then we'll do some interaction.
Right.
If anybody bullshits in there at the end of the podcast, and I was gonna say, let's all go to December's mom's.
Let's go to Toots's house.
Yeah, but we're not there yet. What?
Let's just see how many people we can cram in her little 2-bedroom condo. It's got 2 bathrooms, so I mean.
We could podcast at your mom. We could podcast from there.
Oh my God.
Thanksgiving podcast at Toots's.
And then you could get my aunt in there running her mouth. It's great. They're so good.
What's your aunt's name?
Yvonne.
Off camera Yvonne.
Yeah.
That's her name. There's just a little blinking fucking caption. Off camera Yvonne whenever she's talking.
If she's awake that long.
It's a good little challenge. Let's just see how long it takes for the tryptophan to
set in. We don't even have to do holidays. You can just come on out.
I know.
I'll just bring a bottle of whiskey and we'll just hang out.
Honestly, I can't thank you enough for coming, first of all.
Absolutely.
And second of all, bring in motherfucking whiskey. It's been a while since I've had some TC.
It's good.
I enjoy it. We make the Bourbon 72 Old Fashioned featuring TC Cherry.
So do you guys get like either the peach, the apple, or the cherry?
No, and I think I tried to talk them into buying the TC cherries. We use Luxardo cherries in those particular Old Fashions.
Oh.
And those are really high-end, nice maraschino cherries. But
well, no, not the actual cherries, but the flavored whiskeys, the apple, the peach.
I have had them, but they're not there. We have straight up bourbon.
Right.
We have TC cherry, TC port barrel, whatever this one is. The rye.
Okay.
We have this.
So the TC cherry, if you take that and add a little ginger beer, you can make a Michigan Mule.
Whoa.
It's so good.
Which one?
I use the cherry, I've used the apple, and I've used the peach. All three. So
You
good.
call it the Michigan Moose.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You're welcome.
I came up with that fucking idea.
Okay. Okay.
The moose. The moose. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Getting especially back into like
Cocktails?
bartending actual cocktails.
Sure.
Or your brain goes to that. You know,
Yeah.
now where you're always thinking like, oh, I wonder that could be a fun drink. That could be fun. I was so out of that forever.
Yeah.
You know, going in radio and then
Sure.
craft beer. But you do the same thing in craft beer,
Oh,
like whiskey. You're like,
right.
I want to make this fucking
Yeah.
rad beer.
Yeah. I'm hoping my Magdalena's Delight that's sitting in the TC bourbon barrel gets bottled.
Shut the fuck up. Say that again.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all,
So before
the Magdalena's Delight
Right.
is a hot chocolate stout that you made
a
previously.
Mexican hot chocolate.
A Mexican hot chocolate stout that you made when you worked at Fresh Coast.
Right.
Is that a batch that you made at Fresh Coast?
Yes.
How much is it?
And it's sitting in a full TC whiskey bourbon barrel right now.
Oh, God.
So I'm hoping the plan was to.
Is it going to go on at Fresh Coast, or are you going to put it anywhere?
I don't know. It's not mine anymore.
Are you going to show up for a Christmas podcast, or can I go somewhere for a Christmas pod?
I mean, if it gets bottled or kegged.
Oh, I guess you got to bottle it. You got to have someone to bottle it.
I don't own it. So
Oh, wait.
I don't know what they're doing with it.
Oh, they put it on at Fresh Coast.
I made it there, and as far as I know, it's still sitting in the barrel.
When did you make it?
Right before I left, which was
Oh, okay. I was wondering if you were going to do it.
Yeah, I did.
Is there more than just that one barrel, or is there
No,
that plus the regular?
No, it's just that in the barrel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So.
Man, I can't wait. It's been a while since I went to Fresh Coast. But they're going to put it out this Christmas, I would assume.
I don't know.
Sounds good. That Magdalena's Delight. It was a fucking
It's my
winner.
favorite. It
was a winner.
I took my special pills so I could drink that beer. It's the only beer that I drank and took pills.
You do break the rules on occasion. You're
I
like,
do.
I'm gonna binge on motherfucking Charles and Reed pizza
Yeah.
and fucking.
I'll pop a handful of dairy and gluten pills and be like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Do those gluten pills actually work?
Yeah.
They do?
help. They help.
So
They help the initial thing. Now, like 24 to 48 hours, I still have a reaction to the gluten. Like my joints ache real bad.
Huh.
I get really bad like ear aches, things like that. So
what are the symptoms of a gluten allergy?
it's different for everybody. But for me, I would break out in like a splotchy rash.
Good, don't have that.
Okay. But like my joints ached all the time, like my hands.
All all
Not
joints?
All joints.
I have a couple joints that are aching, and I was just assuming it was like arthritis.
Yeah. Nope. Like my hands. It started with my hands, my knees, my ankles real bad.
I mean, my knees and ankles suck, but I jumped out of planes.
Okay. And then like I had really bad sinus issues. Like
Me too, but my nose has been broken a couple times.
So is mine. But
I'm really snotty all the time.
so I was.
Yeah.
I was snotty 24/7, and then I dumped gluten. So I dumped gluten for 3 weeks, and then I dumped gluten and dairy, and then
dairy. I did not know that.
Yeah, so gluten, dairy, and eggs.
Why dairy?
Oh, dairy is a huge inflammatory, and it makes my stomach upset really bad. So
and eggs too.
And eggs, like everything.
Honestly,
That's why
what can you eat now?
people are like, "Oh my God, you look so good." I'm like, "Look, this is tequila and French fries because that's literally all I can live off of at this point."
I'm always
and
like
some whiskey now, thank you.
I'm always like, what are the symptoms of like gluten allergy? And you just told me, I'm like, well, that's like my fucking life anyway. Fuck off. As long as I don't get rashes or die, I'm good with it.
Okay.
I mean, I say that now, and
Right.
then if it gets really bad, I probably won't sing that same tune.
Sure. I'm pissed about it, but I feel so much better. If I'm totally honest with myself,
that's the big main part, right?
I feel so much better. So I go to McDonald's. I'll take French fries, please. They're like, would you like a shake? No.
I'd like mixed salad, please. I wish they called them mixed salads. Actually,
it's real. It gets frustrating sometimes. So like if I work overtime on Fridays, our TC Whiskey supplies lunch, which I think is fantastic. And so like they'll be like, all right, we're ordering subs from this place. And I'm like, I'll just have a salad, please. I begged last Friday. I was like,
it's got to feel like you're the most insufferable motherfucker.
I hate, like, I was a waitress for forever, and I hated waiting on people like me. I'm like, why the fuck are you going out to eat if you can't even? Yeah. So now it's like now because we have to go. Anybody have a gluten allergy? Anybody have a seafood allergy? And everything. And I'm like, oh, didn't tell you if they did. Right. Yeah. So now I just like pre-look at the menu. I'll be like, okay, I'll have like chicken wings are my new thing. I am honed in. Like, I have a chicken wing rating scale. Like, I know. If you need hot...
What is the scale?
The scale is it good?
Okay.
Can you get them what they call naked without breading on them?
Oh, so you can't have breading.
I can't have breading because it's got gluten in it.
Sure.
So I need that. I like the bone in. When you eat the bone-in wing...
No, bone-in is for fucking... It's overrated. It's overrated.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Why wouldn't I just eat fucking boneless wings and enjoy it without fucking around with all these goddamn bones? Get your face, fucking hands and face all messy when I got to just fork a boneless wing and eat nothing but meat.
I hate you. I love you, but I hate you. I want to punch you right now. So stupid. No. So... Anywho, back to what I was saying. When you eat a wing with a bone in, does it come right off the bone?
Sometimes.
Right. And if it's sometimes, it's no bueno. No fucking bueno.
Okay, it's got to be a full clean.
It's got to be
a full clean separation from the bone.
It's even better if you pick it up and it starts to fall off the bone.
Yeah, see, I'm not that interested in being a connoisseur. I just want to eat my fucking chicken.
Yeah, no, I'm officially a connoisseur now. That's what this bullshit has done to me. I gotta have something that brings me joy.
How bad does it fuck you up when you're like, when the moments when you and I, for instance, are gonna be like, we're going to fucking Charles and Reed, and I don't give a fuck about these gluten allergies. How bad does that fuck you up?
3 days.
Really?
3 days.
Is it bad guts? It's
all of it. It's bad guts. It's a bad sinuses. It's bad my hands, my knees, my ankles ache.
My hips, my joints.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah. It's horrible. Unless I take the dairy and
Are you just feeling like an old lady? Is it kind of like?
Kind of, but worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Because honestly, I'm just like, how bad can it be?
So here's the thing is like, stop one thing just for like a week.
Like what? Anything?
Whatever. Gluten, dairy.
I gave up peanut butter.
Right. Exactly. And there's really good. The thing is there's like really good gluten-free alternatives out there now. So the easiest thing to give up is like a gluten, because you can get like really good like gluten-free noodles, or you can get really good gluten-free. They've really honed that in. So start with gluten. Do it for a week, and then reintroduce it and see how you feel.
Yeah. I don't like being aware of my problems. I like to denying them as much as I possibly can.
Well, then don't.
Yeah. Maybe I will. Maybe I will try this whole getting better thing that everybody says is great.
Be a miserable, inflamed fuck then.
I just said I wanted to be better, December. I think we're going to wrap up.
Okay.
We're getting there.
All right.
It doesn't look like we have anybody on the live stream. But as I say every time, that'll change at some point.
At some point.
At some point.
That's
you
fine.
Build it, they will fucking come.
Yes.
And, hey, if you are checking this podcast out, please like and subscribe. I know we haven't talked about this off camera or anything, But I really am hoping to bring back the rock and roll roundtable.
Yay!
It's just one thing. Moving into this place and trying to figure out how I'm doing things, and I put it off, and I kind of
I have
really got re-energized with it the other day.
I
and
have
I want
lots
to
of
start
rock
kicking
and
some
roll
more
questions.
Up. Oh yeah, do you got any right now?
I do. Did you? Okay, so my first question is like, what is the one song that you can remember that you heard and you're like, oh my gosh, I really, really love this?
I mean,
the very first, so it doesn't have to necessarily be rock and roll, but like the very first thing that you heard and you like had to play it over and over.
Are you talking about recently or in my life? Because I have many fucking moments like that.
Your very first.
My very first moment I can ever remember, not the very first moment I can ever remember listening to music, but the very first moment that I can remember, it impacted me.
Yes.
And that was probably 10.
Right.
Somewhere around there. And there was a Rolling Stones concert on fucking TV.
Yeah.
And Painted Black. They had the visual. They had some weird 1980s or 70s visuals with like black lights and red lights, and it was going off. And I just remember thinking, that was my first realization that I liked not nice music.
Okay.
That like I gravitated towards music that was darker.
Yeah.
And I loved it because it was darker. And it's still one of my fucking favorite all-time songs.
I love it.
Painted Black.
Okay.
Stones because of that.
Perfect.
That for sure.
Perfect.
I have all kinds.
So like my very, very, very first memory of like hearing a song and not being able to get enough of it. My dad was a firefighter and they had a jukebox in their like upstairs lounge area.
The firehouse?
Yeah, at the firehouse. And it was free. And I remember Jerry Lee Lewis, Great Balls of Fire. Every time I would go up there, I would play that song over and over and over again. And I'm all like, and I was reminded of that when I watched the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. They did a tribute to Jerry Lee Lewis.
Because he just died recently.
Yeah. And so they did a big, huge tribute.
Wait a second. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, was that on TV?
It's on HBO Plus right now.
Did it just come out?
Yes.
Like in the last day?
Like Saturday or Sunday.
I thought that was recorded.
It was.
I didn't realize that it was out yet.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's out.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it.
It's so good. You got to watch Eminem and Dolly Parton, my two favorites.
I'm really, I've been on real fence lately the last few years with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just because it just seems like another award show anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
It's not
I agree.
the same. But I'm trying to, it's must-watch TV for me.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good.
That was another fucking moment. And you can credit Back to the Future for sure.
Okay.
With like the Chuck Berry fucking.
Yes.
I was 10 when that came out too.
I love Chuck Berry.
But it was specifically
in fact, I gave Michael Stevens Chuck Berry
in a Rock and Roll Roundtable podcast.
Yeah.
But it was specifically the movie that did it for me. Mm-hmm. That 100%. That had me calling into radio shows. There was a nationally syndicated request show on 107.5 in Traverse City back when I was a kid, and it was all
it
oldies.
Like the Friday night?
I don't remember, but it was oldies.
Yeah,
and it was a
nationally
syndicated request. And I remember I called in and requested fucking Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Johnny Be Good, because I fucking fell in love with it on Back to the Future. And they played my call on that show.
And you were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That fucking, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was real big.
Yeah.
That was real big.
Yeah.
Goddamn. I love rock and roll so much.
I do too. I love music in general, but I feel like, I don't know. I watched that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing, and it's like 3 hours long, 3.5 hours long.
Yeah.
But like, I would watch some, and I was like, all right, I need to pause it. I need to take a breath. I need to go do something. And then I'd come back to it, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I forgot about blah, blah, blah. And then like listening to it, and then like all the memory. It's crazy how hearing certain things and smelling certain things, for me, it brings back like memories, and it's insane.
For me, I mean, not smelling things necessarily, but for sure hearing music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how many fucking times. Because the music I listen to, for one, it typically, or a lot of the time, has nostalgic value to it.
Sure, absolutely.
I listen to a lot of fucking oldies. I listen to a lot of songs. I've come to realize there's a great quote from Brad Wilk from Rage Against the Machine, and it's on the Sonic Highways documentary that Dave Grohl did. And that quote was like, I'm finding out now as I get older, I'm paraphrasing, I'm finding out now as I get older that, the bands that I love, you got to find the bands that they love.
Yeah.
The band that they were influenced by, and then walk it back, and then you keep going back and back and back and further and further and further, and then subsequently you're finding the better fucking music.
Yes.
There's a reason that I listen to the old shit. I have friends that are like, it's old and it sucks, and I'm like, fuck you. It's amazing. Still rad.
Right.
It's still rad.
No.
Go ahead.
We were talking about, before we got on the podcast, we were talking about like my grandfather and the things that he did and the Paul Harvey thing and all of that.
Yeah. Which, by the way, your grandfather, there was a YouTube video of it that is mysteriously not there anymore.
Mysteriously.
But your uncle, right?
No, it was my grandpa.
Your grandfather
Yes.
was featured on a Paul Harvey commentary and noted for being the inventor of...
If you look on the front of a school bus, there's a mirror that looks
the concave mirror.
Yeah, that was my grandpa's invention.
Okay.
So anyway, my grandfather, not only was he like an inventor and he thought outside the box, he also played the banjo.
Yeah.
And I have both of his banjos.
Really?
That he used to play. I have to go get them appraised and all of that, but they're in pristine condition. They're great. But I grew up on like, the old like Southern banjo, gospel, folk, bluegrass, because there's pictures of me sitting on his lap at his dining room table. He's playing the banjo and I'm sitting in between them. You know what I mean? So it's those type of moments where it's like, oh, I get it. I know why I like Stevie Wonder. I know why I like bluegrass. I know why I like these A, B, and C.
It's like I've been binging on fucking, I don't know if you listened to it. I was listening to Dropkick Murphys when you walked in.
I love their new album is
Have
amazing.
you fucking listened to it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I want to get tickets to go see him in Grand Rapids. Did you see that?
Easily. Yeah, I did. I can't go. I wanted to. It is easily the coolest fucking project that I've heard from any band or anybody in a long fucking time.
Them and Floggin' Molly.
Yeah, no, I love Flogging Molly too, but there's just something, I think there's something specifically about, and it's not the Irish thing, because obviously Flogging Molly is Irish too,
right.
But there's something about Dropkick Murphys that as I get older, I'm just loving their songwriting more, and that marriage in that new album.
It's amazing.
Dropkick Murphys music with Woody Guthrie's words. That marriage works so fucking well.
Yep.
I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
It's some of the best fucking songwriting and shit I've heard ever.
Yeah.
And it's still relatable.
And I think that's the key, though, is it's authentic and it's relatable.
Because Woody Guthrie's words have to be 80, 100 years old. You know what I mean?
Not that old.
Yeah.
Not 100 or 80 years old. Google it. Woody Guthrie is not that old. He was like 60s, wasn't he?
No, he was 20s, 30s, 40s.
Shut the front door. Are you cruddy kidding me?
Yeah, no, there's a very rare or a very limited amount of like quality recordings of Woody Guthrie. That's why they all sound like fucking old blues records.
All right, I got to look this up.
So Woody Guthrie, I think he died in the 60s or the 50s. So he died in 67. But the last 10 to 20 years of his life, he was kind of really fucked up with like these diseases and that.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of like output in the last 20 years or so. But they got his words from his journals and like notes and things. And I don't know, again, 100 years might probably exaggerating, but it's fucking rad.
Okay, so he
was born in 1912. So it's close to 100 fucking years ago, no matter which way you put it.
All right. Okay. No, that's fine. It's fine. Calm down.
We're getting hung up on semantics here. The point of the story is it still is fucking
It's amazing.
relevant.
It's so good. Right. And I feel like people like Bob Dylan and all of that like picked up the torch from that and moved that forward.
I was trying to think too of like, like you said, there's a torch bearer.
Sure.
There was Woody Guthrie, and there probably was people before him that did similar shit, and you just picked that up.
Right.
I'm thinking of strictly the like political folk music, the protest music, things like that. You know what I mean? Woody Guthrie, Bob Dylan. Who the fuck is after Bob Dylan?
So
Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah. No, if you listen to not suicidal tendencies.
And I think there's probably a lot of hip hop that could take the place.
Oh, absolutely.
In a lot of not necessarily folk music, but it's you know what I'm saying? It's protest music, so to speak.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Suicidal or not suicide? Social Distortion.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are several of their albums and songs where they switched from like Mommy's Little Monster to like,
and then we're getting into like punk, into like punk rock.
And I feel like punk is what bridged that gap between the.
Well, that's why it works so well to me, even though this is an all acoustic album from Dropkick Murphys. That's the best punk rock is like political punk rock to me.
Yeah,
but that's even though it's acoustic, there's still just a heavy fucking punk rock vibe to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway,
fuck the man.
I'm glad we covered that.
Anyway, Rock and Roll Roundtable.
No, I'm for real when I say that I'm going to get a hold of you and Michael soon.
Okay, that's fine.
And start figuring out a good
what that looks like
to record those episodes, because those are fun, man. I caught a couple clips of past Rock and Roll Roundtable.
We had a good time.
It was so much fun. And honestly, I put one out. I'll make one public every once in a while.
Sure.
Sure. Rather than on Patreon.
Right.
But, having people that I've never met before that are starting to get into the podcast and starting to get into the reaction videos that are commenting on those podcasts. You know what I mean?
Awesome. That's so
great. And requesting albums to be reviewed. So I'm like,
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
I love audience participation. I do. Look, tell me what to do. What do you want me to listen to? I'll do it.
I know you do.
I'll do it.
Then we'll kick them out for laughing too much.
No, we won't. Fuck that.
December.
Smitty.
It's been a fucking blast.
It's been a
I don't have anything left in my glass, but
it's been a goddamn delight.
You're one of my favorite people, so
Liar.
You're right. I'm fucking lying. Like and subscribe, all the things, follow the things. December. Oh, real quick before you go, obviously you're at TC Whiskey.
Yes.
Do we want to mention anything else?
Yes. Go to my little side hustle, which is upnorthredneck.com. Yeah. We just bought a bunch of new quilted flannels for the winter and all of those things. And
I might
hoodies.
have to buy one.
All right, we got it.
I have to buy one.
All right, we got it.
All right.
All right.
Awesome.
All right.
Good to see you.
Peace out.
All right. Let's drink some more motherfucking
Bye.
whiskey.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody!
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Neat. Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys there. By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch!
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I love y'all very much. Peace out!
Good night, ladies.
What the hell, everything?